Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. In this lesson, we are going to explore chapter 1 of class 9 economy, the story of village Palampur. Now Palampur is a real village. It is an imaginary one, but thought this story we get a clear picture of how production activity take a place in village across the India. This chapter introduces us to some basic concept of production, farming practices, distribution of land, role of labor, and capital, and even a non-farming activity. So let's begin our journey to Palampur. The village Palampur. Palampur is a small village with about 450 families. The village is well connected with nearly town as the has of the all-weather roads. Different vehicle like bullock, cart, tongs, trucks, jeep, and even tractor are commonly seen on this road. Most of the upper caste family own a majority of the land. They live in large brick house with the cement plastering. On the other hands, the details of the scheduled caste make up about one third of the population. They live in the smaller house, some of the which are the made of the mud and straw. Facilities in this village are the quite developed. There are the electricity, two primary schools and high schools, a government healthcare center, and even a private dispensary. Electricity not only provide light to houses but also power tube wells, irrigation, and small business. So Palampur is a developed village compared to many other villages in India. So now we are going to understand the production. Now let's understand the concept of production. To produce goods and services, we need four essential things, also called the factor of production. The first is land. All natural resources like a field, water, forest, and minerals. Second is labor. People who do the work. Some jobs require educated workers, while other needs manual workers. Now the third is physical capital. So this include a fixed capital like tools, machine, building. They can be used for many years. And the second is the working capital like raw material and money in land. They are used up in the process of production. So there are the fourth number of the human capital needs, the knowledge and skill to organize land, labor, and capital of effectively. So without these four, production is not possible. Okay, so next we are going to see the farming in Palampur, the main activity. The farming is the backbone of the Palampur. Nearly 75% of the working population depend on the farming for their livelihood, either the farming or as the laborers. So, but there are challenges. Land is fixed. Since the 1960, the village has not seen any expansion in the land under the cultivation. So the farmers had to find new ways to produce more crops from the same price, same pieces of the land. So now we see the way to increase, how to increase production from the same land. In the Palampur, farmers practice multiple cropping. This means growing more than one crop of the same piece of the land in a year. During the rainy season, Kharif, they grow the jowar and bajra. From October to December, they grow potatoes. In winter, Rabi season, they grow wheat. Sugarcane also growth, which is the harvested once of the year. So this is the possible only because Palampur has a well-developed system of irrigation powered by electricity. Tube well replaced the traditional Persian wheels, and by the 1917th, the entire 200 hectares of the land was irrigated. In fact, this kind of irrigation is not common in all villages of India. In plateau regions like the Deccan, irrigation is still poor and farmers depend mostly on irrigation. So now see the modern farming method, the green revolution. Another way to increase production in the use of the modern farming method. Before the 1960, farmer used traditional seeds and that have the very low yield. But With the arrival of the Green Revolution, farmers started using the high-yield varieties seeds along with the chemical fertilizers, pesticide and machineries like tractors and threshers also. These lead to dramatic rise of the production. For example, in Palampur, the yield of the wheat increases from 1300 kg per hectare to 30,000 kg hectare using the high yield variety. So, however, this method also uses the serious drawbacks. So, we have the some points. The first point is the continuous use the chemical fertilizers had to reduce the fertility of the soil. Second thing, overuse of the groundwater has caused the water table to fall. So, while modern farming increases production, it also creates a long-term environmental problem. So now we are going to discuss the distribution of land. The land of Palampur is not equally distributed. Along 150 families, mostly Dalit, are landless. And second is the 214 family have a small plot of land, less than 2 hectares. Their farmers struggle to earn enough. So only 60% family, mostly medium of the large farmers, own more than 2 hectares. Some even more than 10 hectares of land. These farmers are rich and can afford modern farming method. So this unequal distribution of land is a major reason for poverty among small farmers. So now we see the how provides the labor. The farming required a lot of the hard work. For first is that a small farmer and their families are the work themselves, but medium and the large farmer hire the farm laborers. So these laborers come from the landless family. They don't have the any claim over the crops and paid wages. Wages may be in cash, in kind like a crops or even food. Unfortunately, in Palampur, from laborers often get wages much below the government minimum wages because there is high competition for work. This is the why laborers like Dal and Ramkali like a poverty. So now we see the why do we need the capital. So need for capital, modern farming required a lot of the money of the capital. Here are the sub points like a first point, a small farmer using borrow money from large farmers. Money lenders or traders, the interest rate are very high and they often fall into the cycle of debt. For example, Savita is a small farmer, had to borrow 3,000 at the 24% interest for just a 4 month. Okay, so next large and medium farmers on the other hand use their saving from previous harvest to buy seeds, fertilizers and even machines. So once again, a small farmer are at the disadvantage while large farmer continue to grow well there. Okay, so next we have the topic surplus and market. After the production, farmer keep up some of the crops like their use and the sell surplus in the market. So small farmers like a Savida hardly have any surplus, but big farmers like Tejpal Singh produce hundred of quintals of the wheat, sell them in the Raiganj market and earn large amount of money. They deposit their earning in bank, use them to buy tractor, land to the small farmers, and even invested in the other business. So invest in other business. There is the how medium and large farmers expand their wealth year after year. So we see the next non-farming activity in Palampur. So farming is the main activity, but about 25% of Palampur village engage in the non-farming activity. These includes the first is dairy farming. Families rear buffaloes and sell milk in nearby towns. Second is small scale manufacturing. For example, Misri Lal set up the sugarcane crushing machine and make a jaggery. Third is soap and trading. Some villages run a small general store selling goods like a rice, biscuits, soap and stationery. The fourth is transport service. Many people work as the rickshaw, pullers, jeep, truck drivers and even run bullock carts of the transport goods. Now, fifth is computer center. Karim started the computer center training just employed to educated women. Now, sex is mixed activity. Like Kishore, a labor who took a loan, brought the buffalo, and now sell milk and also rent his car for transport. These examples show that non-farming activity are also important source of income in village. So, what are the conclusion in this chapter? So, friends, the story of Palampur gives us some very important lesson. Farming is the main activity, but land is limited. Multiple cropping, the modern method, can increase production, but they also require more capital and they harm the environment. Land is unevenly distributed, which make small farmers poor. Non-farmers activity can provide new opportunities for income and reduce dependence on farming. If villages want to develop, they must encourage not only farming but also other activity like dairy, transport, shop and small businesses. This way rural people can improve their living standard and reduce poverty. So that's all for today's video, the story of village Palampur. I hope this explanation was clear and helpful. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more such lessons. Thank you for watching and we will see you in the next one chapter. Thank you.